chat here just a second. I'm sure right now, those of you who are watching the live are seeing ads. I'm currently at my Lincoln Parish Library, so I hope you can hear me okay. Man, my video still hasn't started on my side. I'm actually using my laptop this time, so I can see the comments pop up without having to look for them. And there goes my ad. Let me throw that. So for those of you who are watching the replay, get you some coffee. Maybe you're doing your makeup. Who knows? Thank you for watching the replay and joining me on this whenever you're joining me. I know personally I like to drink coffee while I watch replays of live chats because, coffee. Who doesn't love coffee? Maybe just me. So who all is joining me today? Hey, darling, thank you for joining me. Can you hear me okay? Hey, Andy, how are you? Can you hear me okay? I just want to make sure that I'm talking loud enough, but not too loud to affect anybody else around me. I'm in a meeting room, so I'm allowed to talk, but I don't want to talk too loud to affect anybody outside the room. I've got my mic hooked up today, so we'll see how that goes. Yep, sounds good. Thank you, darling. Andy, how are you doing? I know you were doing okay. You can't eat the grass chat the other day. Good. So for those of you who are joining, we're going to go over a few things today. First and foremost, YouTube has a new feature that I didn't even know about. You may not know about. There's a feature called Super Thanks. I had seen it on my monetization for a while now, but it wasn't enabled. And this weekend I got an email notification saying I could do it now. So, oh my gosh, it's so weird seeing myself on the computer versus the phone. And I've activated it. So now on all my videos, except the lives, you can give super thanks. It's like the super chats where you can pay money towards the chat. Only now you can, if you really enjoyed a video and you want to help support the farm, you can do so by giving super thanks on that video. Like I said, it doesn't do it for the live. Not all creators are in that yet, but if you've got a creator you really love their videos, you can now look for that icon. I've got it on my community post showing you what the icon looks like, and you can give super thanks to your favorite creator for a video that you really enjoyed, things like that. You can give it to my videos, but you don't have to. It's just another way that you can contribute to your favorite channel or creator. I thought that was pretty neat. All right, let's get into flowers. My dahlias are still sitting in my living room, to be quite honest. I planted that one row that you saw the videos. I'm overflowing with dahlias, and I haven't planted any more after that. They're just sitting in my living room. My sunflowers, Andy, are short. I'm going to be doing a video on that, my Mother's Day fail. There will not be a video this week because, well, things have been going on in life. But we actually went on a little vacation, me and my husband did this past weekend, and we were gone for the weekend, and I had glads coming in from Jake Wholesale for the Small Scale Grower. If you aren't familiar with the group, Jake is who runs the group, and he will send you bulbs. You can buy bulbs from him at wholesale prices, but you're not having to buy a giant quantity. You can buy 5, 10, 20 at that wholesale price instead of having to buy like a whole bunch of bulbs. Well, I knew I had like 600 glads coming, but I knew my USPS guy or my UPS guy, whoever was going to deliver, always puts it under the carport or under our porch where it would be safe. I knew it was going to rain. It was going to downpour, actually, is what we found out. And whoever delivered my glads did not do what they normally do. I think it might have been a new person, but they left them on my front steps in the rain. They got completely soaked. Completely soaked. I had to spread my bulbs on the living room floor in a single layer and have a fan blow on them. I hope they're not ruined. They're not squishy. I think they'll be okay. I think I tried them out enough. But I'm like, are you kidding me? The one weekend I take off and have bulbs delivered and the USPS guy leaves them on my front steps, not the covered carport, not my covered porch, the steps. Like, you couldn't take that extra 2 steps to put them under a covered structure. 600 glad bulbs. I'm hoping they're not ruined, Andy. I really hope they're not. Oh my gosh. And they're the ruffly kind, so they're fancy glads. I'm just like, my husband, he's like, Jesse, why do you always have bulbs delivered when they're not here? Because all my lilies, when I ordered those, I didn't know when those were going to ship. And they shipped out and arrived when we were at Disney, and I had to call my parents, hey, Mom, Dad, can you move like 500 lilies into my house for me? Thanks. No more leaving the house if I have bulbs on the way. Not going to do it. I'm going to have to actually stay at my house and make sure those bulbs get put inside the nice dry house, or that they're actually being put under the carport. But my dahlias, the rest of my dahlias are still sitting in my living room. The ones that you saw me plant in the Overflow with Dahlias video, they're sprouting. They look so good, guys. You saw in the community post that they're doing so good. The lilies are doing great. There's a small preview of what they're looking like in the last video, Mission Unplantable. In that small clip, you can kind of see I've got the camera pointed up at me walking through my lilies. They look so good. Except for the ones that have been in the fridge. And, you know, they're growing and they don't look good. But lilies, I'm dealing with the fact that either the refrigerator's too cold and it's freezing my bulbs, which is what happened to like half the rest of the lily bulbs that were in the fridge, or it's not cold enough and my lilies are growing. I can't get that perfect temperature to be either cold enough or not too cold. I'm going to get there one day. I think my next big purchase is going to be a flower cooler. I think that's what it's got to be. I know Casey wants me to buy a tractor, but I really think I need a dedicated flower cooler. Where am I going to put it? No idea. You know, my oldest Emily, she's got room in her room. Maybe I can just stick it in there with her. I think she'd be okay with that, right? Maybe. But I'm so glad the dahlias are doing good. I've started prepping the other beds to try and get the other dahlias hopefully in this weekend. We'll see. And hey, Mom, didn't expect you to be on here. How are you? Y'all, I'm so glad my mom's on here. She had some medical issues that we were worried about today, but everything is okay. I'm making it without a greenhouse. I think you want a greenhouse, Casey Madden, so that I don't have to take over the den as much anymore, but I would still take over the den. Got a second-hand soda cooler from a local pastry shop. That would be nice. Flower cooler is a way to go before a tractor. Thank you, I agree. Yes, especially the tulips. Yes, it would be so handy with keeping the bulbs, keeping the flowers. I mean, right now, we have 3 refrigerators. They're all residential refrigerators. One has become my dedicated flower refrigerator, but it's not enough. And then the second one's our drink refrigerator, but I've kind of taken over with bulbs in it as well, and I need to clean it and spare flowers. So I think a flower cooler is the way to go. I'm glad y'all agree with me, but they're just so expensive, and I can't find any used ones. And I've been looking for the drink coolers as well. I thought I found one. It was on the skinnier side, but they had free as long as you're willing to pick up. So I messaged them, hey, if it's really free, I will come pick it up. It's like an hour drive, but I will come get it. Oh, we want $1,000 for it. Excuse me? You want $1,000 for an used Pepsi cooler that looks like it ain't been used in 20 years? So I had to pass on that, which was sad. But flower cooler, that's the next big buy. And I've been thinking about, why do I continue to do the YouTube channel? I know a lot of y'all have asked me, what's the end goal, Jessie? Are you planning on quitting your job? Do you want to do this full time? And you know, I love doing this. I love connecting with y'all, building this community with you, this beautiful flower community, and selling flowers at the farmer's market. I love this, and I'm thinking I can scale it. So now I'm kind of working on things, little projects that I can do to help speed this up. But my ultimate goal with this channel is to build a community of like-minded people, people who love to garden, people who love to see the beauty of the flowers, people who love to just watch as people grow. And I want to inspire y'all. Y'all, a couple of years ago, I stayed in a recliner all weekend. I would clean my house, and then I would sit my butt in my recliner, and I would just crash. I had no energy. And my husband would call me, and he's like, Jessie, are you okay? I'm like, I have no energy. I feel like I'm zapped. I clean the house, I'm zapped. Turns out, medical condition. And now I have my energy back, and I want to do something. So, classic Jessie, I can never do anything small. You Can't Eat the Grass just kind of spearheaded it and made me go into flower farming, forgetting that I can't even grow flowers. And look at me, I'm growing flowers. And if I can do this, if I can grow flowers, you can grow flowers. If I can turn this little cut flower experiment from a former plant killer to a functioning flower farm, anybody can do it. And I really want to help inspire others that, maybe they're down in the dumps. Maybe they're stuck sitting in that recliner with their wonderful pug, just without motivation. And I want to be part of that community that helps motivate people to get up, get out and do something. I feel so much better when I'm outside. When I'm in the flowers, I might complain the whole time that I'm hot and I'm sweaty and I'm dirty, but I'm happier. I think there was a scientific study somewhere that said there's some good antibiotics or something in the soil and that it releases happiness. Maybe? I don't know. But I want to be part of that. I want to inspire you to get out and go garden, to get off the recliner, and to just give it a try. That's why I was a plant killer. I didn't try. Though right now I do have a house plant that is struggling, very much so it is struggling. Yes, I want to live my life and love people, and I love helping people. I get messages at least once or twice a month of people taking the Louisiana florist exam, and they message me, hey Jessie, I saw you on YouTube. Can you help me? What do I need to know for the exam? What can I buy? And I always tell them what book I bought. I tell them what areas they need to study. I can't tell them the questions because that would be illegal and I'd get in a lot of trouble. But I tell them what they need to study, what parts of the book. And nothing gives me greater joy than when I get an email a few weeks later going, Jessie, I passed my florist exam. I'm getting my florist license. I'm like, yes, I knew you could do it. I love it. Yeah, Andy, I've killed aloe vera too. But you know what? I've got not one, but 2 aloe vera plants right now. And one is like 2 years old now. I'm like, heck yeah. Don't tell my customers. Hey, Spring Meadow Farm and Garden, welcome to the chat. Nice to see you today. Well, talk to you today. I guess I can't see you. But that's my goals. That's kind of what I'm going after now is how can I do this? So much so, I don't know if any of you have ever heard of Daryl Eves. He is the YouTube godfather almost. And I've went ahead and I paid the money and I've scheduled a consultation with him. And that happens in June. I am like so nervous. I feel like I'm gonna vomit. But I feel like he can really help me ultimately not only reach my goal, but make better videos for you guys. I'm trying so hard. I don't think Candace is on here yet, but I just want to say thank you to Candace with Creatively Candace. I think it's her YouTube channel. Yeah, Creatively Candace and Garden and Vegetables. I think she changed it to Gardens and Vegetables as well. Candace has been helping me. I started sending her my videos earlier so that she can look through it and tell me if there's anything that, if she got bored or anything like that, so I can try to improve these videos for you. Speaking of florist license, do you have a renewal every year or take into? Yes. Okay, so I do have to renew my license every year. It's $100 to renew my florist license. And I also have to renew my nursery dealer's permit, which I have to have to sell at the market. So it's $200 every year I have to pay. I have to retake my license exam every 5 years. So maybe they'll change the law where I don't have to do that anymore. But that's what's going on. I still haven't learned my camera. Guys, I had such great B-roll footage, like great footage to show you of me tilling. Guys, I've never mowed my grass since we got married. I've been married for 15 years in June. I've never had to mow the grass. And my husband was at work and I wanted to prep the zinnia area. And I was like, okay, it's a 0-turn mower. It can't be that hard. So I got my husband on the phone. I'm like, honey, how do I start this? He walked me through it. I'm like, how do I steer it? You just move the levers. It'll be fine. I had great footage of me trying to steer that thing, and I wish you could have seen it. He should have said, make small movements with that mower. Because I'm sitting here, and I'm like, okay. And I shifted over this way, and the next thing I know, I'm going, whoa! And I'm like, oh my God, and I'm going, what? And I was just jerking it everywhere. And I had to move seedlings out of the way. I was like, I need a bigger area to learn how to move this mower. So I had to move my seedlings out of the way. But I finally had the hang of it. Once I had the hang of it, it's like, yeah, this is fun. But yeah, I have not had to mow the grass in 15 years. It's finally warm in zone 4. I'm so happy to hear that, Sherry. Ooh, and tulips are about a week away. I'm jealous because my tulips, they're done. No more tulips until next year. But yeah, I had great footage. But what had happened was I didn't format my card that went in my camera. I've never owned a professional grade camera before. I didn't know you had to format cards. It was because I had bought such a huge memory card that I needed to format it. And since I didn't format it, it corrupted, and my friend Clay, who's an IT guy, has been working on it for me for the past week to see if he can recover some of the files. And he thinks he's gotten most of them, but man, that video could have been so much better. But I didn't know if I could get the files, and I really wanted to get a video out to you guys. Oh man. But now I have a new SD card. It is formatted. Everything will be recorded properly for you guys. You gave yourself whiplash. Oh my goodness. Oh, I wish I could have had that mower scene for you guys. Telling my husband, he just laughed so hard at me. I was like, well, you know, I've never used a 0-turn mower. So if you ever get a 0-turn mower, please, small movements. It was a little scary at first, but man, once I got done mowing the zinnia area, I was like, this is fun. And I was like, ugh. I think it was fast. I need to start more seeds. My seed shelves are empty, and I kind of feel like, oh my gosh, I need to get these seeds started. All right, we got another question. There are several different colors of sunflowers: peach, white, lime, green, etc. Have you noticed if one is more tricky to grow than others? Not necessarily. There is one sunflower variety that I have had a lot of issues growing, and I don't know if I just got a bad seed selection or not. And that would be Butter Chiffon by Select Seeds. Seed Selections, there we go. I don't know what is up with me and Butter Chiffon. It doesn't like me. It will not germinate well. I think maybe I just got a bad batch. But for the most part, they all grow great. I will say I have learned the Gypsy Charmer is beautiful, but she has a weak stem. I do not like how weak her stem is. So Earth by Bike, you know, that's something that you do need to consider is as you grow these, pay attention to how strong that stem is, because nobody wants sunflowers that are going. I mean, I've had a few that were, even though they were just freshly picked. And then, of course, if you forget to add flower food to them, they tend to go within a couple of days. Just FYI. Now, if I got to get more seeds started, I got to get more sunflowers started. I planted sunflowers back in the beginning of March. They are about 2 feet tall. Of course, we're getting a lot of rain right now, so maybe they'll shoot up, but I will not have flowers for Mother's Day. Can you guess what the next video is? Oh, yeah, it stinks. But that's okay. Next year, I will nail Mother's Day. I think I'm going to give ranunculus one more try. I'm going to thoroughly kill the weeds. I'm going to put down landscape fabric. And we are going to try growing ranunculus one more time. We're going to plant anemones in January or February instead of in November, because I had them sprouting and blooming in January when I had nothing else and nothing to go with them. So, as we're in these different zones, it's a lot of learning. Oh, yeah, thanks, Alex. Appreciate that. Just got off work, so I got my pink suit on. But, and my glasses. I'm trying to wear my glasses more, guys. My husband's been giving me a hard time because I'm not wearing my glasses. I don't want to wear my glasses. I can read, I can see. I just can't see things far away. Who needs to see that road sign until you're like right up on it, right? Oh gosh, where was I? I got totally distracted with that. Oh, the anemone. So I'm learning. With us being in these different zones, you've really got to learn what grows when in your zone is what I'm finding out more than ever this year. I kind of got a hint of that last year. Oh, thank you, Alex. That's so sweet of you. Sherry, this is my first year growing annual phlox. Gain longer stems. Do I need to pinch multiple times? Yes, sometimes you have. I've never grown annual phlox, so take this with a grain of salt. This is what I've heard from others, Sherry. Nicole at Flower Hill Farm grows it, and I think her couple of videos last week talked about it. You do have to pinch it several times before it'll get usable stems. Yeah, things are definitely CRT. Yeah, things are definitely different. Louisiana are hot and humid, but that's what I'm learning more is most of the YouTubers are up north. They have completely different weather, and then you have the microclimates. What is working for Serena and Ian and You Can't Eat the Grass is completely different than what's working for me. Like you said in zone 4, you've got tulips starting. My tulips are done. So done. And I've thought about experimenting with them and trying to plant them out even later, maybe in February. But I feel like I would be gambling with that because it depends on how hot soon we heat up. Some years we take a long time to warm up, like the time we had Snowmageddon last year. And then other years we're sweating in the 80s in March. It just varies so much. So it's learning, okay, the anemones are planted in the fall for a lot of people. Some people have to plant them in the spring. I'm falling right there in the middle. I need to plant them in January and February, winter. Grow Family Network in Louisiana. But he does have more vegetables. Oh, okay. Grow Family Network is in Louisiana. I'll have to check them out. Yeah, it's been fun. But, I love it. And my community, my Ruston community has been great. People are sharing my Facebook statuses. I've got people reaching out more than ever. Do you have flowers? I need them for this. I need them for that. And I'm like, guys, I'm so sorry. I'm in the weird in-between period where I'm really wishing I didn't mow down those ranunculus right now. And I'm also, the daffodils, I've got a few left, but not many. I've got snapdragons, but not many. Once again, bachelor buttons are going crazy right now. I've got yarrow, and I've got one stem of status. So, fun fact, remember I planted like 150 status plants in November or December. And I didn't plant them out far ahead enough to let them establish to go without a frost cloth. And in January, we had a hard freeze, and I was sick in bed and didn't cover them, and I thought I lost them all. I had one survive, and it's producing status, beautiful purple status, but it's like 1 or 2 stems a week, and I'm like, I have nothing to go with you. So I've been doing some bouquets here or there. I'm like, it's going to be mostly filler. I hope you're good with that. And they are. Hey, Rachel, welcome. Grew some beautiful daffodils this year, but still have no greenery to go with them. Okay, so for unusable foliage during the winter, I go find trees. Go find trees. If you aren't doing a farmer's market, or if you're okay with it, Lisa had a great, Lisa from the chat, I don't know if Lisa Gee's in here yet, but Sam's Club, you can order bulk foliage filler from Sam's Club for really cheap. So I did that for a little bit just to help supplement until I could get enough green stuff. So that's what I would recommend. Or go find some trees. Find something green that the deer have not eaten. What fillers are you growing this year, and which is your favorite? All right, my absolute favorite filler, and I will preach about this till the day I die, is Mrs. Burns Lemon Basil. Hey, Pixie Petals Flower Farm, welcome. Mrs. Burns Lemon Basil is the best filler ever. It smells great. It keeps producing nonstop. And it just looks so good. I love it. Next would be cinnamon basil, which I still feel deceived. I thought it would smell like cinnamon, and it does not smell a thing like cinnamon. It smells more like black licorice, but it's beautiful. It's got this dark stem with these bright green leaves. I love basil. My next filler would be Cosmo Greenery and any other thing that I could just find. I'm still figuring out my green fillers, to be quite honest with you. I'm still learning those. I'm learning I like dill. I finally got dill to grow successfully for the first time. That's another thing that's starting up is dill. I know you're supposed to grow it for the flower, but I've actually been cutting off the leaves off the side and using those stems to put in my vases, vase arrangements lately. And they smell like pickles. Yes. Are they beautiful? Yes. Yesterday I had stock finally started blooming, but once again, the frost had killed my original stock that I planted back in like September. And the ones I planted in February, late January, early February, we got too warm too fast for them, and they're about that tall. Bloom-wise, bloom-wise is about that tall. Not these big, beautiful things that you see on Johnny's website. It's just like, oh man. Transplanted my container variety of cosmos into a container, and 2 of the 3 wilted. Alex, I'm not sure what happened. They have plenty of water. Maybe you're overwatering them? Are you letting it dry out completely before you water them? Cosmos can take it on the dry side. They're kind of like zinnias. They're very drought resistant. So maybe they're getting too much water. Or maybe they just had too much root disturbance. I'm not sure. But I know I've had issues with that of overwatering, or it didn't have enough drainage. Chatelaine Farm, I hope I said that right. Hey Jesse, having your hands in the soil releases serotonin. There we go. She knows what she's talking about. Thank you. All right, so I wasn't completely crazy. The smell of soil and things make you happy. So everybody get off your recliner. Your pug will just have to go outside with you and start playing in the soil. It makes you happy. Oh, speaking of pugs, so something else I've been working on is I've been considering doing a YouTube membership program, which would mean the emojis. So I've been trying to think, what emojis could I use if I decide to go that route? You know, Saria and Ian, I talk about them all the time. I love them. Their emojis are so cute. I'm like, okay, I think I would do a pug face for Gus. I'm thinking hair flip for Professional. But I don't know what else. So if y'all have any ideas, feel free to throw those my way. I'm not sure what I want to do right there. But I want to make it worth it. I want to make it to where it's something that, the community would definitely love and enjoy. And it would also, I'm thinking it would probably include live chats, member-only chats, I don't know. And I'm kind of waiting till I get to a certain number of subscribers before I launch it. But back to seeds and flowers. I need to get more seeds started. All my zinnias are transplanted, and I need to get out there. I need to put netting on them like ASAP. A dead flower? What? Hey, Rachel. I need to get more zinnias started. Oh, a dead flower for the emoji. Sorry, guys, I haven't eaten yet. That's good. Yeah, I need a dead flower, dead plant, definitely. Because hello, former plant killer, turning into professional non-plant killer. But I need more cosmos started. I need to get my celosa out. I've got straw flower. I'm giving straw flower another try this year. I didn't try it last year, but I tried it the year before. And so far, so good. My amaranth is doing okay. Some of it hates me. The flea beetles have already found the stuff that I'm hardening off. I hate flea beetles. Flea beetles are the worst. I don't know if I want a spider. Can it be a dead spider? I don't like spiders, man. I hope y'all got so much enjoyment from that video of me running from that spider. I swear, I was suffering a heart attack. I have never moved so fast. I should have slowed down the part where you could see my feet. They were just going, trying to back away as fast as I could from that sucker. Oh my gosh, that was scary. That was so scary. A sink full of dirty dishes and piles of laundry. That would be appropriate, Tiffany. Oh, Tiffany, that would be so appropriate. Because right now, guys, trying to balance my full-time job, my farm, and everything else, the house is suffering. The kids help, but it's just so hard to do everything. I'm getting to the point where I'm like, yep, I'm either going to need to get help or I need to start doing this more. I need to start focusing more on the farm and less on work. Will you be using beneficial bugs this year to combat the pests? Yes. I put out ladybugs earlier this year. I have no idea, PLG, if that spider was poisonous. I didn't hang around long enough to find out. My butt was getting out of there. It was brown, so it might have been a brown recluse, which is poisonous, highly poisonous. It rots the skin. We have those around here. Ooh. But I keep telling myself spiders are beneficial for the garden. They're good, Jessie. They eat the bad bugs. So I'm trying my best to fight my fear. Guys, it really is a struggle. I'm scared to death of them. And when I see them on TV, it makes my heart race. And everything I feel is just get away from it, turn off the channel. It's that bad. So when I'm out in the garden, I have to battle that fear of they're not here for me. The spiders won't hurt me. Just do better. Never seen a spider charge at a person like that. Me either. Normally, there's lots of little ones and they run away from me and I'm okay with those because they're running from me and they're tiny. As long as they're not running on me, I'm pretty good now. But geez, that thing charged me. Good Lord. But yeah, I need to spend more time on the farm. There's so much to do since I've scaled up and I'm actually working on trying to be profitable this year. There's so much to do. I was really hoping to be in the positive after selling all my tulips, but I lost over half my crop thanks to tulip fire. I'm pretty sure it was tulip fire and deer, which, oh my goodness. Okay, guys, I work with this lady who sells bulbs, potted up bulb plants on the side. That's what she does. And she had 2,000 tulips in pots ready to go. And the deer ate every single one of them this weekend. I felt so horrible. I was like, geez, because she sells them for $3 a bulb. which is what I sell per stem. I might need to get in the bulb business. But, oh my God, that was just $6,000 that she just lost. And I felt so bad for her. Gosh, but you know, she put up her electric fence. No more deer problems. I'm like, yep, got to do the same. The deer are horrendous and they love tulips. They do. So that's what's been going on at Living on a Prayer Flower Farm. Is I'm trying to think of ways to help increase this. To where can I make this something that I could do full time? How can I spread the word that anybody can grow flowers and that it's possible? How can I make better, more entertaining videos that don't just reach flower farmers, but people in general who like to watch vlogs, who like to watch gardening, things like that? I'm going to keep putting out flower farm content with helpful things for y'all though. I've had zero issues with deer eating my tulips. They don't touch them. They like to nibble on the hostas and hydrangeas. K-Mags, love, count your blessings. Count your blessings. That is very surprising because they really love tulips. They will eat them. Yes, the fence is working. I don't know if it's because we've got a lot more green now or if the fence is actually serving its purpose because it's dual. I think next year I'll go ahead and expand it to take over the bulb bed area. I don't have the dahlias inside the fence. They're not deer's favorite flower to eat, but they are something they can eat. So we'll see what happens. I don't have room for them where all the annual flowers are going. We'll see what happens. I'm really hoping they don't eat my dahlias. I'm so proud of those dahlias, guys. I've never gotten them to look that good. I even sat out there and pulled weeds. Monday, yeah. Listened to the Johnny Depp trial and pulled weeds, and it was great. It wasn't too hot that day, but it is heating up. I went to harvest flowers last night, and I had my hair, just pulled back in a ponytail, and it was just drenched in sweat. Jesse, just keep more of what you're doing. Oh, thank you, Tiffany. I do appreciate that. Oh my gosh, thank you, Tiffany, for turning on the YouTube alert. That does help my channels, guys. When you turn on the YouTube alert and you actually go to view the channel and the video once it's up, it really helps me. I'm able to see the click-through rate on just subscribers. The YouTube analytics are amazing, but I'm able to see that and know how many of you actually watched the video when it was showed to you and who doesn't. Right, PLG? It's addictive. And it makes a great thing to listen to when I'm out there having to pull weeds, which I need to do. I did have a girl reach out to me who goes to our university here, Louisiana Tech, and she is an ag major. And she said, I'd love to come out to the farm. That's another thing. Oh my gosh, guys, big news. I've talked to y'all before about having people come and take photos on the farm. I have finally found an insurance company, and I'm getting insurance, general liability on insurance, so I can have people come out to the farm and pay to take pictures on the farm. And I'm having another guy who I used to do my taxes, anything that has to do with law, and he's going to be doing a waiver in conjunction with that. So I've got to pay him money to get a legal waiver, which basically they'll waive their rights to sue me in case little Jimmy falls in a hole and breaks his ankle. But the insurance will help pay for that in case someone tries to sue me. It'll pay for any fees and things like that. Thank you, K-Mags. I appreciate that. Thank you. I do try to be relatable. You just see so many perfect people, not just on YouTube. You see it on Facebook, Instagram, all these beautiful, perfect people. And life is not perfect. It is so messy and such a mess. If you only saw me in my beautiful pink suit or a flower dress, harvesting flowers all the time. That is so unrealistic. Flower farming is dirty, it is gross, and it is sweaty and full of spiders and other bugs. Oh my gosh, I had a stink bug fly into my hair the other day. It like got tangled in there too. I was like, get out. Should have got that on camera. Anytime something like that's going on, I'm like, oh my gosh, I wish I would have gotten that on camera. And he's like, but, and it's like, do I want that to happen? No. But if it's going to happen, I might as well get it on camera because it makes great content. But I'm very excited about that. So I'll be able to have photographers come out. The back field area, the daffodil area, we will continue to add bulbs in and make it a very nice area for photographers where they can come and take pictures of their clients. So, having people on your property is a risk. They do recommend that you get photographers who have their own insurance. I did a post on my Facebook page asking, who all would be interested. And I had a lot of photographers interested. Maybe 3 of them actually had photography insurance. So in order to protect myself, I had to call and ask around for the insurance. And at first I didn't think it was doable. One guy quoted me like $900 a year, which that field can only be used certain times of the year, and I didn't think I could get enough for that to justify it. And then the waiver, that's a one-time fee, but still, the insurance. I was finally able to get a quote from somebody who would cover me and it be affordable. And it actually, I didn't know this, but the board, she serves on the board of our farmers market and is my insurance agent that I'm going to be going with. She's like, can I come see the farm, please, without having to pay? It's like, if you can get me some insurance, come on, come see the farm. So I've got to bring some money to her so I can have the insurance. It's only going to cost me about $48 a month for the insurance, and it'll be worth it to have that waiver. And the insurance will give me great peace of mind. I am an LLC, so my business is separate from my personal if I were to get in a liability lawsuit thing. I would like to think nobody would do that to me, but realistically, it just takes one person tripping. It takes one person getting off the designated trail area that is full of orange tape to keep you on the trail, going their kid finding fertilizer and drinking it, I don't know, and then suing me. So when you bring people onto your property, that is something that you have to be aware of. Right now, I don't put out my phone number. My personal cell phone is not out there on the internet for customers to call me. I do it all through Facebook Messenger. And that would be another change that may come, is I may start putting my phone number out there. I don't think I'd put my address out there. I would only give it to photographers who are interested and are actually coming out, and make it very clear. This is only for this day. Make sure your clients understand they cannot come out here. It is private property, and see how it does. I was worried my husband would not be on board with this, but he's the one pushing me to do it. He is like, heck yeah, Jesse, let's do it. We make so much money off this. Like, okay. I'm so excited. I'm blessed. I'm blessed to have a very supportive husband. Y'all, Casey does. He has supported me this whole way with this crazy flower farm dream. Just, you kill plants, right? Yep. And you're going to grow them? Yes, I am. Just watch me. Watch me grow some flowers. And we have grown some flowers, guys. Any other questions? It's a lot easier having my laptop up here where I can see the chat without it disappearing on me like it does on the phone. I may start doing this on the regular, just coming to the library for my live chats. I hope the video quality was a lot better and a lot less pixelated on your end. I know when I'm at the house, I don't get great cell phone signal, so sometimes I'm in, sometimes I'm out. But that's something. Yes, I am hoping to get a P.O. box eventually. That's one of the things right now I'm still trying to put in priority, but that is on the list, is to get a P.O. box. With one season of farmers market under your belt, what will you do differently this year? So I've done a few things differently. The first thing I did was I raised my prices. Last year I was selling bouquets at $10 a bouquet, and I was selling out consistently, and no one complained about my prices. And that is one thing that I've learned from other farmers. If nobody's complaining that your price is too high, you're not charging enough. So I am raising my prices. I now sell $20 bouquets. Another thing is I'm pushing more jar arrangements. So last year I did primarily brown bouquet wraps with maybe one or two vase arrangements out there. But now I've been doing the mason jar arrangements. And what I've learned from the past 3-4 farmers markets I've done this year from the spring flowers, people love the mason jar arrangements. And they'll ask me, I price label everything the same. It's $20 whether you get the jar or the bouquet wrap. And when the customers ask me, what's the difference? I explain, with the jar, you're getting about two flowers or so less than you are with the bouquet wrap. That is the only difference. Because those jars were actually free to me. I had another farmer who was into canning for a while and then got out of it and had all these jars and said, do you want them? I'll give them to you. I was like, heck yes. But eventually I'm going to run out of those jars and I'm going to have to pay for them. So I charge $3 for my jar, and then I put the flowers in it to make a total of about $20. And even then, I'm even kind of cutting back on that. I'm doing about $18 because I'm rolling the tax in. I know Serena has talked about adding the tax now for her season. So I'll probably do another season of rolling my tax in and then seeing how her markets go. I'll probably message her through Instagram and be like, hey, let me know how that happens and how your customers take that. Because more and more people at my market are paying with card. And when they pay with card, I pay a 2% processing fee. I use Square. I have only ever used Square, and I'm very happy with it. I have my items broke down by category. I have cool season mixed flower bouquets, and then I have tulip only bouquets and sunflower bundles, warm August flowers, May through August flowers, things like that. And then I've got it by mason jar or market wrap. So I'm able to actually see what's selling and look back at that and see the data. It takes me a little longer to check out, but it's a lot faster. And I'm also able to pull up, and since I do roll the taxes, it tells me how much tax I owe. So I can pay at the end of the month, which I need to pay my taxes. I haven't paid them for April yet. Did you have to go through an attorney to get your LLC? No, Jenny, you do not have to go through an attorney to get your LLC. I just went on the IRS website. You can do it for free. I think it was free. And go through there. Make sure you are on the irs.gov website. You will have a bunch of other websites popping up wanting to charge you. I believe you become an LLC. Okay, when you set up your employer identification number, which is your EIN, that's when you establish what you are. And it is free. I almost fell for a website that tried to charge me $200 to set it up. And it's the same exact questions that you would answer on the IRS website. Am I 100% completely sure that I did it right? Am I going to get my guy who does my taxes and help me with law questions make sure that I did it right eventually? Yes. Will that cost me a pretty penny? Yes. Worth it? Yes. So you can do it without an attorney. If you are too scared to do it, get someone to help you. I'm sure you could probably look it up on YouTube somewhere and find someone to do it. I didn't. Yeah, it's very hard, Jenny. I will say that. I felt like a lost child asking for insurance. What insurance do I need for what I'm doing with having people come on the farm? I felt like a lost child because I had no idea what to ask for. General liability insurance. I know that now. Louisiana has a GoBiz website, so it'll actually give you a checklist of what to do for your small business. So that was helpful. I was able to create an account on gobiz.com, and that's spelled GEAUX.com. It's for Louisiana small business owners starting up, and it has a list. So it tells you you have to register with the IRS, you have to register with this state, if you have to register with your parish. We have parishes, not counties, things like that. And it was very helpful because anybody who's never started a business up before, it's confusing. And okay, this isn't my first business. I've had a bridal business before. Previously, Love Dresses is what I sold. I was the Smart Bridal Boutique. Sold Previously Loved Dresses, and it was a lot of fun. I just had too much going on to keep up with it. And that had been about 7 years ago. So trying to keep that knowledge was hard. And I wish there were more, this is how you do businesses, YouTube videos. But there's just so much red tape depending on what business you're going in. Oh, man. But I'm pretty proud. I know what I need now. General liability insurance. I'm going to get it, and I'm going to have that waiver, and we're going to have people come out to the property, and I hope that they enjoy the flowers. Daffodil Field was just magnificent. I am so happy I did Daffodil Field. Oh, the pictures that I shared with you guys did not do it justice. It was so gorgeous. Do y'all have any other questions for me while we're on here? Maybe. Otherwise, I'm going to go home and get something to eat because I am starving. So hungry. Well, thank you guys for hanging out in the chat with me tonight. I really do appreciate all of you. You know, Tiffany, Earth by Bike, Jenny, PLG, K-Max Love, Chantaline Farm. I have no idea if I said that right. I'm sorry. I'm terrible with words. Andy, Rachel, Pixie Petal Flower Farm. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with me. Always get nervous. Sherry, Alex, Spring Meadow Farm and Garden, CRT. Oh, how did you diagnose tulip fire? Deb M-G. Okay, I'll answer this real quick. I had a viewer comment saying, hey, I think it's tulip fire, and I pulled it up, and sure enough, my foliage of the tulips had turned brown and wrinkly. They never bloomed, even though, you know, the deer didn't eat these. The deer didn't even eat them. That's how bad it was. It's like they just rotted, but they were still growing and then turning brown and wilting. So, oh, thank you, Sandy. So that's how I determined it was probably tulip fire. Even though I've never planted tulips in that area, there's something in that dirt that did that to my tulips. So now, if you've never heard, if you're growing tulips, guys, you're not supposed to plant them in the same place twice. This helps prevent tulip fire. So I'd already planned on planting them somewhere different next year anyway. They're going in an electric fence next year, FYI. I'm going to give tulips one more try. I know I can do this. I know I can get these tulips to be a money maker. I got to get there. But we learn every year. I learn from y'all. Y'all give me so many helpful tips. I learn from other growers. And gosh, you know, I'll probably be reaching out to the dahlia guy, the flower guy who does dahlias, and be like, hey, help me. Fungus that overwinters. There you go. Affects bulbs and disease plants, residues. Yeah. Do you think it was your dirt, or is there a possibility that they came from the grower already infected? That's a good question, K-Mags. That is possible. I ordered them from ADR Bulbs, and they shipped directly from Holland. And I was so disappointed because, like I said, it was over half my crops. I ordered about 5,000 tulips, and I lost about 4,000. I had one that was 1,000 of them that were beautiful. They were the pink, yellow, and purple, and those were going to be my money maker. and I lost them. I think it was a combination of tulip fire and rot. That area, I should have built up the dirt more than what I did. I'm learning I've got to stop trying to cut corners. It does not help me. I get lazy, and I need to stop being lazy. That is something I've realized about myself with content making as well. I am lazy. I'm a lazy content creator, and I need to stop being a lazy creator. The sunflowers will come through for me. Sunflowers are great. I'm just waiting on them to bloom. I should have them by the end of May for sure. But that's something I've learned is, okay, if you're going to do it, Jessie, you need to do it right the first time. Don't go, it'll be okay. The ranunculus, I should have put them in landscape fabric. I did not. They get overgrown by weeds. I got overwhelmed by all the weeds, and then I mowed them down, and now I'm like, I have no flowers. So it's a learning process, not just on the flowers, but about myself as a grower. That is what I'm learning along this way, is not only do I have to learn, do we as flower farmers or flower growers have to learn how to grow these plants, we have to learn about ourselves, and we have to be real with ourselves that, okay, you knew better. You knew that area flooded a little bit and that it probably wasn't the best idea to put tulips down there, but you thought it was raised enough that it'd be okay. Yes, Pamela, thank you. Welcome to the chat. It is a little bit harder to grow tulips in the south because we have to chill them. If tulips require a certain amount of cool temperatures, it has to be below 45 degrees for like 18 weeks or something like that. So some suppliers will chill them for you for a certain amount of time, but when I get them in, I have to put them in a refrigerator and leave them for a long time. And then because we don't get cold like people in the north do, we have to make sure we plant them at the right time. A lot of people say you have to plant them in the fall, in November or December. That was a mistake for me this year. That was a mistake. I think that was another reason why I lost some of my tulips was I planted them too early. We did not get cold until mid-January. We did not get cold. We stayed well in the 50s all the way until like the second week of January. The tulips that I planted in January, which didn't get as much cool time as the ones in my refrigerator that got planted in December, did better. Longer stems, looked great. They were also the ones from Jake, just saying. So that's something I've learned is for Louisiana, Zone 8B, plant those suckers in January, not in December, not November. There's too much of a period of possibly not staying cold enough. I didn't think about them needing to be so deep, so they froze. Oh no, Sandy, I'm so sorry. Yep, that happens. I think I planted a few of mine too deep as well. I thought maybe I didn't plant, not too deep, sorry. You didn't plant yours deep enough. I think I planted mine too deep, some of them. So like, they'd be like this tall above the soil blooming. But when you pulled it out, it was like this tall. And I was like, long stem, but it doesn't look that great because it was too deep. You know, it's a learning process. And the important part is that we have fun as we learn, that we cry when we need to and get over it. Y'all seen it. I'm a crier. I cry when I'm frustrated. I cry when I'm really happy. I cry when I'm mad. I cry. I get over it. It's all good. Well, thank you guys once again, everybody, for hanging out with me. I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and I will see y'all in the next one. If you haven't checked out the Mission Unplantable video yet, you really should. I personally thought it was a good video, one of my best videos. And guys, be sure to comment down below on these videos. Be honest with me. What did you like? What did you not like? Because every criticism helps me be better. So bring it on. Tell me, Jessie, I don't want to see you cook them eggs. And I will be like, all right, no longer cooking eggs. Learn people don't like my bucket songs. No longer making bucket songs. It's all good. Tell me. Good night, guys. Thanks again. Bye.